Imagine waking up in the year 1348. Your neighbor is healthy in the morning and dead by sunset. Entire families vanish overnight. Streets fill with abandoned homes. Carts carry bodies instead of food, and nobody knows what's causing it. Some blame poisonous air. Others think it's God's punishment. But the truth is even more terrifying. This was the Black Death, the deadliest pandemic in human history. It killed tens of millions of people, reshaped Europe forever, and changed the course of history. Today, we're uncovering how it started, how it spread so quickly, and how it transformed the world. Before the plague arrived, Europe was already struggling. Most people lived in crowded medieval towns where garbage piled up in the streets. Rats thrived in markets and homes, and sanitation was almost non-existent. Years of poor harvests had left many people hungry and weak, making disease easier to spread. Yet despite these hardships, cities continued to grow and merchants traveled constantly between Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Few people realized that those trade routes would soon carry something far more dangerous than silk or spices. Most historians believe the Black Death was caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis. It likely originated in Central Asia before traveling west along the Silk Road. Fleas living on black rats carried the bacteria. As merchant caravans crossed deserts and mountains, infected rats traveled with them. Eventually, the disease reached the bustling ports of the Black Sea. From there, ships unknowingly transported infected rats and fleas across the Mediterranean. The plague wasn't invading with armies. It was hiding below deck in cargo holds. In 1347, trading ships arrived at the Sicilian port of Messina. Sailors staggered ashore with high fevers and painful black swellings called buboes. Many died within days. Terrified citizens forced the ships to leave. But it was already too late. Rats had already escaped into the city, bringing infected fleas with them. Within weeks, the plague spread across Italy, then France, Spain, England, Germany, and beyond. Medieval trade had connected Europe, and now disease could travel faster than ever before. The symptoms were horrifying. Victims developed fevers, chills, vomiting, and swollen lymph nodes that could grow as large as apples. Dark patches appeared on the skin due to bleeding beneath the surface, giving the disease its name, the Black Death. Many patients died within 3 to 5 days. Fear spread even faster than the disease. Entire villages were abandoned. Doctors wore long robes and famous bird-like masks, filled with herbs, believing they could filter poisonous air. Families sometimes locked sick relatives inside their homes. Church bells rang constantly as mass graves filled with victims. For many, it felt like the end of the world. Survival often came down to luck. Some towns escaped because they isolated themselves early. Others were simply never exposed. A few people had natural resistance, though nobody understood why. Those who recovered likely developed immunity to that particular infection. People desperately searched for cures. They burned herbs, carried flowers, drank strange medicines, and even blamed eclipses or bad smells. None of these treatments stopped the plague. Without knowing about bacteria or fleas, medieval medicine stood little chance. The Black Death may have killed between 75 and 200 million people across Europe, Asia, and North Africa, according to modern estimates. In some regions, around 1/3 to 1/2 of the population died. But the pandemic didn't just destroy, it transformed society. With so many workers gone, surviving laborers became far more valuable. They demanded better wages and greater freedoms. The old feudal system began to weaken. Landowners struggled to find workers. Cities changed. Economies shifted, and governments introduced new public health measures. Historians often point to the Black Death as one of the major events that reshaped medieval Europe and influenced the transition toward the Renaissance. The Black Death remains one of humanity's greatest tragedies. It revealed how quickly disease can spread through a connected world and how societies respond under fear and uncertainty. While medicine has advanced dramatically since the 14th century, the pandemic's lessons about public health, trade, and preparedness still matter today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, subscribe for more stories about the events that changed the world, and tell us in the comments, which historical disaster should we cover next?